Torah is real. Everything in Torah is absolute reality. What do I mean? So in particular, I'd like to talk about Yomtov, the idea of a festival, a holiday. So we understand that in every society, in every religion, there are days that things are commemorated. Something happened on the particular day, we want you to remember it. It's sentimental. It creates a spirit. Perhaps in a culture or in a country, it creates patriotism. You celebrate an Independence Day, so you remember that you're an independent country. The fanfare, it's good, it's culture. Not that in Torah. Yomim Tovim are real. What do we mean by real? What's real mean? So the Yesod Be'etzem Ramchal teaches us in Derech Hashem. So first, there's a short introduction, and that is that when Hashem created time, He created in increments of a year. And that year comes around every time, but it's increments of a year. It's the same idea of the year. And Ramchal teaches us that on a day that something special happened, that taught us that there was something built in at creation to that day, some special spiritual force that we can access by fulfilling the mitzvahs of that day. Great example is Pesach. The Malachim come to light and he bakes them matzah. So matzah Sofa, the pasuk says, and Rashi says, because it was Pesach. What kind of Pesach? We went down to Mitzrayim, there was Yitzias Mitzrayim to commemorate. What are we celebrating? What was Lot celebrating? The answer is, he was a Talmud of Avram Avinu, and Avram Avinu knew the secret. Remember, he knew Kol HaTorah Kula. The secret is that Tes Vav B'Nisan can give Cherus. It gives freedom. It gives freedom. And how do you access it? You eat matzah. He knew the secrets. He knew the secrets. This is true of every Yomtov. The divine protection of Sukkot. Shavuos, what Matan Torah gave us is available year after year. With this, I think we also have to understand why the Jewish calendar is so complex and is so much different than the Eastern and Western calendars. It stands on its own, really. Western calendars, they're solar calendars, 365 and a quarter days in a year because the earth revolves around the sun every 365 and a quarter days. There are no solar months. What happens every 30 days? Have September, April, June, November, all the rest of 31, and then February? Nothing. There is nothing natural that would support a 30-day month, a 31-day month, a 29-day month, or a 28-day month. The lunar month, is 29 and a half days. The months in a solar calendar are arbitrary. On the other hand, in the Eastern calendars are lunar ones. So we know the lunar year is a month. Every 29 and a half plus days, the Earth and the Moon sort of revolve around a certain point, and the new moon appears again. It's 29 and a half days. In the Eastern calendar, the moon is sighted. That's when you begin the month. How many months are there in a year? So they arbitrarily chose 12. But it does not coincide with the solar year, because 12 times 29 and a half would not give you 365 and a quarter. You're missing about 11 days at the end of every year, and therefore, for example, the Islamic holy month of Ramadan could be in the summer, it could be in the winter. So the years are arbitrary there. What's our calendar? Solar years, lunar months. How does that work? A month, we know, it's supposed to go by the Eidim sighting the moon. Chazal, once the Sanhedrin saw that it was no longer going to exist so that nobody could declare the new month, they had to be Makadosh the month, they went ahead and set up the calendar. 1 month Mole, 1 day, 1 month Chaser, the different months. So that what we get is the months on average are lunar months, And Bizman Shebeis HaMikdash Kayim, there were actual lunar months. How many months are there in a year? Well, it depends on the year. Some 12, some 13. The first month of the year is Nisan. Nisan has to be in the Aviv, we learn out. It has to be in the spring. As a result of it, some years will have 12 months because Nisan will be in the spring. Other months, if we'd stop at 12, it wouldn't be in the spring. So we have to add another month. So our years then end up being solar years. Our months are lunar months. Because Torah is real. We have to come back to that point in time that the spiritual forces that were Nizgala, that appeared on the particular Chag, when they return. So it's very, very real. We're not talking sentiment. We're not talking culture. We're talking reality. So it was very interesting. Rosh Hashanah, first day of the year. When is that? The Torah says, in the 7th month. The first month is Nisan. That was the month where Klal Yisrael was created. Klal Yisrael identifies with the moon. The moon, it wanes and waxes. We are like that. We have our ups, we have our downs, but we're always around. The Umas Ha'olam, they are compared to the sun. Either they're there or they're not there. When they're there, they're there. When they're not there, they're gone. The first day of the year is the first day of humanity. And that was in the 7th month. So that, in short, is what Chagim are all about. We are about to start really learning up a study of Elul, the Chagim of Elul, the month of Elul itself, the Chagim that follow Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. What we have to understand is everything we're going to talk about is real. It's not sentiment. It's not an opportunity for sharing good ideas. It's not an opportunity for getting together and celebrating. It's not a time off from your daily work. It's real. And we're going to have to discover what are the koiches ruchniim, those spiritual forces that are available for us in Elul and then in the Yomtov of Tishrei. And that's a real limud. And without really understanding them, we're going to miss out on really taking advantage of what the Chagim have to offer.